word nostalgia. It means a strong desire or sentimental yearning for the happiness of a former place or time in one's life. Have you ever felt nostalgic towards something or someone, a place or a time, an experience or a person? A more interesting question is, have you ever felt nostalgic towards the present? By this I mean, have you ever viewed this very moment through the eyes of your future self? I know I have. These days are filled with those moments. It fills my heart with an indescribable sadness and gratitude for how beautiful life can be, and how much this very moment is all I'll ever truly have. Hello, Traveler of Worlds, and welcome back to another video. This time I'm talking to you from my favorite spot on the property, which I've mentioned before. When we moved here, I thought what is behind me here is a giant, garbage pit of old twigs and dead trees and everything. And then as I experienced my first spring here, I got the most magical present, which is all these so-called dead twigs and trees. They come to life. They start blooming. They aren't dead. And so right now I'm surrounded by the most beautiful tiny white flowers that smell absolutely heavenly. This is where I'm at, and I'm trying to take some moments to myself before I start my day. I will admit that I'm not in the best headspace once again, but yeah, everything feels really heavy these days, and I feel really sad. It's like a core sadness for life that I feel about life, that I feel about existence. It's hard to describe, but it's really heavy on the brain, and I move really slowly these days. But at least I got my white flowers, and my cherry blossom tree is blossoming very soon, so if anything, this video will be me showcasing all the beauty that my garden has to offer during this time. But I hope I'll manage to get some other stuff done too. Yeah, welcome to the video. I'm still working on the watercolor painting from the last video. I am definitely way behind the schedule I had planned, which is upsetting, but it is what it is. And the only one I'm kind of letting down here is myself. But I also know I couldn't have pushed this. I don't want to make art in a pushy way that I force my way through it, because then I feel like it loses the energy that I want to put in it. I do not know how I feel about it. Definitely like an ugly stage feeling where I'm like, oh my goodness, what am I up to? But I gotta finish it, and it will be what it will be. Yeah. Mommy can do it, right? Mommy can paint, right? Oh, you really couldn't care less. No, I know. Yeah. You have the softest head, buddy. You have the softest head. These days have been really good, and it makes me nostalgic for the things happening in the present,
because even though I rationally know they've been good, it's been hard to allow myself to feel it. My mental struggles and being highly sensitive become a barrier between me and the actual experience of the good. This present nostalgia prevents me from climbing over that mental and emotional barrier in time enough to receive the full experience of this joy, of this beauty. Funny, isn't it? How nostalgia represents fond memories of the past, things that have been and will never return. Yet it's also a stark reminder to allow yourself to fully live here and now.
We just received a really exciting delivery. 19 cubics?
Oh no,
Huh?
9 or 10
But is it cubics?
cubic meters.
Cubic meters? We got 9 or 10 cubic meters of logs.
We stand by the fire, your tiny hand in mine. You're 5 feet off the ground. You rest on my shoulder. The stars convey the light, so fragile in the night. In this moment, in this moment. Forever be in this moment, in this moment. Forever be.
I'm currently cutting potatoes because my sister-in-law, or my future sister-in-law, and her husband are coming over for, I guess, a summerly vegetarian barbecue. And I thought I was going to make these, I tried that a couple days ago. Like, I cut up potatoes and then, like, boiled them real quick and then mixed it with some garlic, lots of oil, and squash, or zucchini it was. And then we just literally put it on a baking sheet on the barbecue or on the grill, and it was so delicious. So right now I just need to like prep that so that it can be like a little bit more infused into the garlic than when I made it a couple days ago, because then it was like on a whim. Then I need to prep the outdoor space so that we can sit there comfortably, and yeah.
How easy it's to forget. Still thinking about how we met. Yeah, I'm with you now. Oh, one thing that it's plain to see, the best thing in this life's for free. And that's so true now. And there I was with my world falling apart, to get by, without knowing it, I played it by heart, and now I sing, I'm with you, I'm with you.
Good days like these have been a dream of mine for so long. At times I never thought it would come, and here I am living the beginning of a life I could only dream of. Yet I can't fully experience it. I feel immense gratitude, but I can't feel the joy, not yet. It's saddening and scary, because I don't want to live this way. My struggles still outweigh my problem-solving skills and emotional intelligence, and somehow I need to teach my mind that it's okay to move forward, that I'm safe, that I don't need to protect myself any longer the way I used to. But I suppose it takes time to rewire the brain that's been thinking and feeling the same way for over 20 years. Patience and deliberate action is key here. Perhaps this nostalgia plays a vital role as well. Maybe it reminds me of the good when it's here, and now I just need to find a way to let it in.
We're back. It is actually several days later, maybe even a week later, since the clips that you just saw. I was really energized when I started filming it, or like, I was like, okay, now I'm gonna make a video quick. I'm gonna film it, I'm gonna get it done, no matter how I feel. Obviously, that didn't happen. We had a bunch of adulting stuff, like car issues and house stuff, that has completely distracted me from everything I wanted to focus on these days. And I am annoyingly not at that place yet in my life where I can balance creativity and adulthood. I don't know how this works. Do you know how this works? How do you balance this? I don't know what is considered normal or healthy, because my aim is to be as healthy-minded as I can, but honestly, I don't know what that means. It's just like, oh gosh. So yeah, I finished my big painting. And I'm not happy with it. I'm not happy with it. I am not pleased with the result. Like, it's not bad. It's still an achievement because it's the biggest painting I've ever painted, and it's watercolor. So I'm trying to like pat myself on the back saying like, that is a big achievement in and of itself, but she's overworked. She doesn't have the colors I intended to create with her. It doesn't have the feeling. That is, I think that's bothering me the most, is she doesn't have the feeling. When I look at her, I don't get the feeling I'm after. Usually when I create a painting, I have a vision of it in my head before I start and during I paint. And then when I finish the painting, the two of them kind of align where I'm like, oh, I've seen this before, and I've seen it before because I've seen it in my head. I am not having it with this one. The final result is completely different than the vision I had in my head. And that is, yeah, that's kind of annoying. And I want to show you, I'm kind of ashamed to show you, which I should not feel, I know that. I also filmed the entire process to make a separate video for it, so that's probably, that's why I'm not showing you right away. Because I wanted to put the end result in this video, to have a specific video for it. But now that I'm not pleased with the result, I'm like, oh gosh, I make this elaborate video about it and then the end result isn't good and people are going to be disappointed. And I know that is ridiculous to think, but that is where my brain's at. And I haven't figured out how to. You know what? I'm gonna show you, and then if you like, you can watch the video that I'll make separate for it for the next. But I think I just need to show you so that you can understand what I'm talking about. So let's do that. Okay, here she is. Oh, I hate this feeling where I'm like, I'm almost ashamed to show you because I'm not happy with the result. And this is, you know what, to be honest with you, this is scary. It's scary to show you this piece. It's still an accomplishment to finish such a big piece, and she's not that bad. Like, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful painting, but it's just, yeah. But I think the point is I can do better. I feel like I definitely can do better. And so please don't judge my entire artistic being on this painting. I'm asking kindly to not do that. Though I'm probably the only one who even thinks about that, you know? So, shall we? Drum roll, please. There she is. There she is. Oh, I got like this. Okay, I'll put it like that. There she is. Inner piece is finished. I think I'm just gonna move on. I'm gonna accept that she's beautiful. She's not how I expected her to be, but she's beautiful enough. She's a good representation of this journey. And now I need to move on, because I have 19 other paintings to create in the next 2 years. So, you know, I can't fret about it. Can't fret about it. And now I need to bring my art stuff inside because it's still out in the winter garden. We're doing it. I'm not sure what we're doing, but like we're doing the putting you on a table thing. Yesterday we went out and bought flowers, which is my absolutely favorite thing to do, to go to these these garden centers, I think they're called in English. And we got flowers, which I'm super excited about, and I'm now gonna like put them in the pots. Do you say it like that? I feel like my English is weird these days, but yeah, I'm gonna plant them, put them in the pots. Now, I don't know about you or how it is where you live, but here in Norway, the flowers are so ridiculously expensive, in my opinion. Like, I went for the cheapest ones. I didn't even feel like I got that many, and it was, what, $150. And I'm going to show you the amount that I got and why I think it's ridiculous, but maybe that's just me because I'm a cheapskate. I don't know. But we got... Oh, hello, girl. Hello, girl. We got these ones. And then we got these ones. Look at those. Oh, by the way, look at my giant rhododendron bush. Oh, she's a beauty. Look at her. And then we have this one. She's struggling a little bit, but we did get flowers. And the one I was most concerned about, the one in the back there, I was most worried about her because she was losing basically all her leaves. But she's looking pretty good in my opinion. Not the leaves, but the flowers. They're everywhere. So that's lovely. Here are my trees. Apparently I'm now giving you a garden tour. But yeah, so I got these ones. I got the ones there. Then I got this dahlia. This dahlia, I think that's her name. I have decided to name her because we went for small flowers, and then my partner and I want to we both pick one bigger flower that are more expensive, and then we each pick the one that resonate the most with us. So I went for this dahlia, this red one. Hello. But yeah, I picked her, and I've named her Passion. Now I really like the one that my partner picked, which is... Please don't mind the mess. I'm gonna put all the flowers in these pots later on. But yeah, my partner picked this one. Isn't she cute? I love those. I don't know. They're just so sweet. These flowers. I don't remember. It was something with Zeus and a black eye. That's the name of it. But yeah, my partner really resonated with this one, and he's named her Sunshine. So we got Sunshine, and over here we have Passion. So yeah, I'm not sure why I'm telling you all of this. Oh, sorry, wait, that's better. But yeah, I'm gonna put them in pots and decorate my outdoor space just a little bit. Just a little bit. I could not afford more flowers than that, which I'm sad about because I don't think that all of these will fill all my pots. But at least it's something, and then maybe in a week or two I'll go see if they have something for sale. I don't know, it's always sad to see flowers on sale, and usually in like 2 weeks or a month they start like putting out flowers that nobody wants to buy, and I like buying those because I feel sad for the flowers. Anyway, let's put them in pots. Take a sip of water every time I said pots in this clip.
I sometimes laugh about myself because of the bizarre way my brain works, and I secretly hope I'm not the only one. I often find myself looking at the past, feeling pain for the bad, but an even worse pain for the good. A regretful pain that I couldn't be more present at that time, that I couldn't cherish it more in the moment. And yes, this makes me laugh because of the absurdity of things, all the while crying my eyes out, of course, because I keep getting lost in the same habitual reactions. I look back and live through the memories that have put me in a cage I built for myself through society's expectations, demands, and the darkness of the world. This has denied me the beauty of life right here, right now. At the very least, this has led me to understand the importance of healing and what healing truly means. The importance of finding self-confidence, inner strength, inner power, but also allow for vulnerabilities, to feel, to connect to other souls. This kind of strength will teach me to face life head-on and allow me to finally live with all its emotional, unforeseen roller coasters. Maybe, just maybe, I can encourage you to tap into this potential as well, because you have it inside of you as a whole, and you can become it. It is your way to freedom, self-actualization, true joy, love, and peace, regardless of outside circumstances. The weight of the world will always be here, but we can make it a little bit lighter by releasing our pain through all the good that exists too. Thank you all so much for watching and for being here. It truly means the world. I invite you to stick around if you're new, and I hope to see you guys next time. Take care.